So if you're just starting out with Amazon FBA, one of the major concerns is how much money you need to get started. In this video, I'll cover all the essential items that you'll need to pay out of pocket to get started selling on Amazon, as well as some of the misconceptions that beginners have of items that you don't actually have to pay out of pocket. But first, my name is Crescent, and if this is our first time meeting, welcome to my channel. My passion is sharing tips and strategies on how you can create a successful Amazon FBA private label business. So if you enjoy videos like this, or especially if you've been around my channel, consider subscribing, or hit that like button, or share this video with a friend to help spread the word. All right, let's get started. First, you've probably heard people say you can get started selling on Amazon with as little as $500 to $1,000. While this is possible, and I'm sure it's been done in the past, it's not common or realistic. The product has to meet very specific criteria in order to get away with the startup cost of under $1,000, such as the unit being $1 or less, and the product being extremely small and lightweight so that shipping is less than $300. And this doesn't include all the necessary items, which I'm about to cover. So manage your expectations. All right, so when you're starting from scratch, there'll be some essential and non-essential items that you'll need. First and foremost, you'll need an Amazon professional seller account. That's $39.99 a month. Some people will tell you to get an individual account to start, which is free, but I don't recommend that. Just get the pro account right away so you have access to all the tools and you can start familiarizing yourself with Seller Central without any restrictions that the individual account has. Additionally, a little known fact is that if you're not actually selling any products with your pro account, at the end of each month, you can contact Seller Central and they'll refund you the $39.99 membership fee. While eventually, you're going to want to do business as a legal entity and register a business and trademark, but it's not required to get started to sell on Amazon. You can create an Amazon seller account without a registered business or a corporation. You can start selling just as an individual using your social security number, bank account, and a credit card. So there are no additional costs there. Next, you're obviously going to have to look for a product to sell. And in order to do product research efficiently, you'll need some tools to help you. While there are some free options out there, you do get what you pay for. And I personally use and recommend the Jungle Scout suite of product research tools. You'll need the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, which allows you to easily and quickly analyze potential niches that you find at a glance. This tool is a one-time fee of $97 for the light version. There's a pro version with extra features, and you can upgrade if you want to use them, but they're not necessary. The second tool I recommend is the Jungle Scout web app, which is a database of all the products found in the Amazon marketplace. It allows you to filter the products to meet specific criteria that you're looking for. This has a monthly fee of $39. The startup version is all you need. Again, there are upgraded versions available too, but they're not necessary. I'll leave links in the description. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is that you do product research properly and that you take your time. It's the most important part of the entire business, and using tools to help you will organize the mountains of data required to analyze products and niches. Now, the bulk of your startup costs is going to be in the product itself. In general, products that retail on Amazon in the price range of $15 to $25 or so are going to cost around $2 to $5 per unit to manufacture. And I suggest ordering at least 250 to 300 units. So that's going to cost around $1,000. Now on top of that, there's going to be shipping. For most orders, you'll be shipping by air, especially on the initial order. And here's where a lot of beginners underestimate the shipping costs. Shipping by air is expensive and it varies depending on the size and weight of the shipment, but a ballpark estimate of the fees is around $5 per kilogram. So you can expect to pay in the neighborhood of around $500 to $800 or more for a product that's in the small size category that weighs under 2 pounds. So be prepared for a sticker shock when you get those shipping quotes. Now, what about customs duties and fees? Well, as a beginner, without going into too much detail on shipping, which is beyond the scope of this video, I suggest arranging DDP shipping with your supplier or hire a freight forwarder. What that means is your supplier or freight forwarder will handle all the shipping arrangements and fees. You just have to pay them for manufacturing the product and the shipping costs, which will include the duties and fees. So with that said, a ballpark of your total product cost is around $1,500 to $1,800. If you would like to learn more about shipping and the terminology, you can click over here. Now, before committing to a supplier to manufacture your product, I suggest ordering a sample to inspect and verify the quality especially if you're making any changes. Samples typically cost around $80 to $120 each, and you'll probably have 2 or 3 suppliers that you're negotiating with that you'll want to order samples from. Most suppliers will reimburse you for the sample should you decide to work with them. Now, this isn't really covered by anyone else, but there are also additional fees involved when you make your payment to your supplier. The payment method you choose, whether through PayPal, Alibaba's trade assurance, or bank wire transfer, there's going to be payment fees involved, which is usually around 3 to 4% of the total. So there can be up to another $100 or so depending on the amount of your invoice. Now, after manufacturing is complete, I suggest having a third-party inspection company inspect your products, at least on the very first order. This can cost around $100 to $300 per inspection. Now, if the product is something that is super simple, you may choose not to have an inspection done. Just have your contact over there send you some detailed photos of the product for you to see. Here's a pro tip. You want to make sure you state in the purchase agreement that should the initial inspection fail, your supplier needs to fix the issues and pay for any subsequent inspections. Now, one additional cost which may or may not factor in is if you decide to do custom packaging. Some products are fine in just plain packaging like a poly bag or a plain box, but you may want to do a custom design to add value, and hiring a designer to do that can cost around $25 to $200 or more. On the same note, it's incredibly important that you have professional photos taken of your product. You really get what you pay for here, so definitely do your research and find a good photographer. Hiring one can cost anywhere from $75 to $300 or more. You can find good package designers and photographers on Fiverr.com. Now, once your product is live in the Amazon Marketplace, there are some additional costs involved while doing a product launch. There are product launch tools that will help you with your product launch, such as JumpSend, which is what I use to help generate sales velocity by doing giveaways. JumpSend is $29.99 per month. Other tools will typically have a similar monthly fee. And lastly, let's go over the misconceptions of items where the costs don't necessarily come out of your pocket. First, the Amazon fees. This is the referral fee and FBA fee, which you can calculate using the Amazon FBA calculator. These fees don't come out of your pocket. They're deducted from the revenue generated from each sale. For example, if you're selling a rib rack for $19.99 and your unit cost is $5, then the fees are deducted from each individual sale, and the remaining balance will be paid to you. So the fees don't directly come out of your pocket. Similarly, when you run your pay-per-click campaigns, the fees are deducted from your sales. So if the revenue generated from your sales exceeds your PPC fees, then again, nothing comes out of your pocket. The only time you'd have to pay out of pocket for your PPC campaigns is if you spent more on the ads than the revenue you made in sales. Then you would owe the difference out of your pocket. Finally, one last thing to consider is cash flow, which no one seems to mention to beginners. If your product does well and you need to reorder more inventory, you may not have generated enough revenue from the sales of your initial order to cover the costs of a second order. And this can be due to the fact that during the product launch, your profit margin is small, or you may just be breaking even. So you may need to have additional funds on hand to make a second order. Now, if we add all this up, realistically, you're looking at around $2,000 to $2,500, which is what I would recommend you budget for your initial product order and the essential items to get started selling and listing your first product on Amazon. All right, I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you were able to launch your product with more or less capital. And thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And click that bell icon to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. There's also a link in the description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. And as always, thanks for watching.